This question of the finitude of life and life being finite is very actually coming to a stage in my life where I'm slowly accepting that life is finite. You know how strange it is, no? That we all know that life is finite, but we don't believe it, and we actually feel that life is forever. What if we believe it? That's what Acharya Prashant says so beautifully, man. What a guy. He says that if you see death, like Jagdish or EGK says, if you see death, then you'll come alive because you'll care a damn. And that is what I have been. That is what I am. That is what people don't understand. As to how I can be so happy, how can I be creative, how can I like happy, be boundless, and there is no great secret to that. It's just that I face death. But is it easy? I'm not able to face even now. I'm like that, but I'm also not able to face. You understand? And I don't like to fake something. I can't fake. Obviously, I can't fake. So the very it's very interesting to me. But slowly, if you accept death, slowly if you become like an animal, Herman Hesse, Siddhartha, you become like animal, you become like not a human being but an animal, and obviously that is the ultimate goal. So isn't it just facing? Then anybody who reads biology should be free. I didn't read biology. And we say education is not important. How can you say that? That's how wonderful my kids are. I think my kids are wonderful because they're so clear. They're free. Son was saying is the greatest, not in the comparison sense, but in a wonderful sense. We all should be the greatest. Not greatest. We should all be not unique, not greatest. We should all be free. You understand? It's so wonderful, so wonderful. And but all this is not possible without a knowledge and without a deep healing system, love. And both I got. What a super luck. My healer, whose name I can't take, but my healer is so intuitive in the sense of holding space in a simple sense. Simplicity is not a simplicity. You understand? It's not a joke to be simple. So to hold a space, see, obviously most of the issues of life are trivial, but there are 50 such trivial things, right? So if there's somebody who holds a space for you, let's let you speak and holds it, waits or doesn't wait. I mean, like lets you be, enjoys the process. I don't know how to say it. Who loves? There is something called love. I also love, really, I do. I love. You should love, man. You should give your life. Love. It's not about a man-woman thing. It's a love, and of course, if it's a man-woman thing, it becomes goes into a different dimensions added. I think it's different there. That kind of a thing also is there. So, and yet life is short. That's why I like Becker. I like Ayn Rand. I like Carl Sagan. I like Ernest Becker. I like Yuji Krishnamurti. And if you notice, all these four have been sidelined in the modern world. All these four have been sidelined in the modern world. There must be some reason, isn't it? When you speak the truth, you're sidelined. Then you should speak the truth more. That's it. But that's also not the important issue. The important issue is that your joy, your joy of life, which is natural. And I lived with that joy all my life without knowing it. And which is what we, and I was not armed that way. So it's very important that you be armed. Because if you're joyous without knowing it, like a child is bullied, you'll also be bullied, you'll be hurt, you'll be going put into a trauma. But the point is, it's like a test also, because what is the quality and the value of your joy? If your joy is so strong that nobody can touch it, like Ashar Prashant was saying that, you can hurt a ball, hit the ball, you can hurt it. You can hurt the wall. How do you hurt air? Empty space. So you should become like that. Nobody can hurt you. If neither friends nor foes can hurt you, but all men count with you, but none too much. See, if poem, such a great poem. And I feel Rudyard Kipling was in India and abroad. So there is something called a union of the West and the East. People won't agree with me because they're all anti-West for stupid reasons, and they're anti-East also. What nonsense is that? It's not West or East. It's you being, being. It's such a beautiful thing. What is so interesting is when you have to carve your own metaphysics. You can't have simplistic answers. I'm sorry. You have to carve your own metaphysics. You have to carve your own knowledge. You have to carve your own understanding, and yet all the time knowing that it is all bullshit because you could pass away. And that's in my college that I'll pass away. Life is a joke. Seriously. It took me so much time to understand that life is really a joke. No, not really a joke. Again, after 5 years, really this is a joke. You come to the same and conclusion again and again and again, isn't it? And all these traumas and all this are silly, I feel. And of course, you have your desires and your desire to share, desire to love. And there's only desire left in me, the desire to love. But I think I've had my fill of that also. I'm just romanticizing it, sentimentalizing it. It's okay. Some sentimentalizing is okay. Otherwise, you'll not move at all. Like this Shiva is like still. You can't be still, isn't it? And it's wonderful when you find somebody who few people or somebody who or some things in a book or the truth, you know. And that truth is so simple. There is love, there is Keredam, there is a very interesting fact of you being finite. And because it grows, the fact that you are going to be finite will grow because it's the truth. The truth becomes more and more true, isn't it? So the truth only which you had at 25, will become more true at 26, and more true at 36, 46, 56. I'm 60 now. Another 10 years I'll live. I'll go off. And you have to accept that you'll go off. You'll go off. That losing your self importance. Not losing your self importance. That acceptance of the reality of facts will the result of that is losing yourself. Nobody explains clearly like that. They can explain no. This 2025, you don't have to catch on the Upanishad way of telling only, or some book you read that way only will tell. You will use that words only. I've seen all this cultishness everywhere. Somebody reads a book and they want to go. You cannot be original, I believe, until you have read all the books. As an educator, I know that actually, sadly. Until you have read all the books closely. Because people will kid you, no? And your scope of application become limited and you'll not feel good. I won't feel good if I don't want somebody to say he knows something I don't know. Not as a competition. I don't know how. You have to know. How can you not know? I like the sentence. How can you not know? And and it's just some 100 books, 50 books. That's it. How can you not know? How can I not know what I know? And then you won't fall into the trap of some half truth. Half truth leads to half love. Full love reminds full truth. Your own truth, and then you have to not only know the truth, but you have to process it in your life. You make it a part of your being, and you keep making that has no limit. So that is the reflection, simple reflection. The most beautiful thing in life is that your life is short, and your realization of that. Such a simple thing. But I think in the future, by 5 years old, everybody will know that we realize the truth, and we'll go away. And the culture should be such that then it will be like that maybe. I think the olden cultures are like that. Then they somewhere they put in your mind that life is like uh, kind of you are born and you die. There's not so much of my God I am dying. Like, you are dying, of course you're dying. You want to die. So all this goes on, the learning goes on. Thank you.